Do you know why most men and women go to their graves with their music still inside them? Do you know why they leave this world poor, broken, and full of regret, while a rare few write their names in gold across the pages of history? It is not education, it is not intelligence, and it is not luck. It is a single invisible force: persistence. The iron will that refuses to bend, refuses to surrender, refuses to quit. If you lack it, every dream you carry will be stripped from you. If you possess it, the world itself will kneel. Pause for a moment and think how. Many times have you abandoned a goal because it felt too hard? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you listened to doubt, fear, or fatigue? Understand this: every failure in life can be traced back to one weakness: the inability to keep moving forward when the path grows dark. Persistence is the master key. It has built fortunes, founded empires, and carved kingdoms out of nothing. Without it, talent wastes away. Without it, education turns to dust. Without it, opportunity becomes a cruel joke. But with it, with persistence, you can turn even the most impossible dream into reality. Consider the greats. Thomas Edison failed more than 10,000 times before he produced the light bulb that illuminates our homes today. 10,000 failures. Yet he never called them failures. He called them steps toward success. Imagine if he had quit at attempt number 9,999. The world would still be in darkness. His secret was persistence. Henry Ford, the man who revolutionized industry and placed the automobile within reach of ordinary men, faced bankruptcy multiple times. He was mocked, opposed, and even betrayed by those closest to him. Yet he stood his ground. He persisted. And today his name is synonymous with innovation and progress. And Abraham Lincoln, perhaps the greatest example of all. He faced defeat after defeat. He lost elections, failed in business, battled depression, and buried his loved ones. Any weaker man would have surrendered long before destiny called. But Lincoln pressed forward, step after step, year after year. And when his moment finally arrived, persistence carried him to the White House, where he wrote his name into eternity. Do you see the pattern? Wealth, power, greatness. These do not come from fleeting bursts of effort. They come from sustained fire, a relentless march, a refusal to yield. Every man who has ever risen from nothing to greatness has carried one weapon above all others: persistence. Ask yourself right now, are you persistent, or do you quit too soon? Be honest. When the storm rises, do you hold the wheel, or do you abandon the ship? The truth is simple. Life will test you. It will crush you, beat you, break you, and laugh in your face. If you stop, you lose. If you persist, you win. The majority of people are defeated before they even begin, not by their enemies, but by their own surrender. They retreat at the first sign of resistance. They want instant results, quick riches, easy victories. And when they discover that the mountain is high and the climb is steep, they sit down at the bottom and make excuses. But excuses never built empires. Excuses never created wealth. Excuses never carved greatness from stone. So here is the truth, the unshakable law. Success is reserved for the persistent, not the cleverest, not the most talented, not the luckiest. Success bows only to the man who refuses to quit. And persistence is not a gift from earth. It is a discipline, a habit, a decision. You build it as you build muscle through repetition, through effort, through training. Every time you push forward when you want to stop, persistence grows stronger. Every time you hold the line when others give up, persistence becomes a part of your blood. And soon, it becomes who you are, a man or woman who cannot be broken. Do not misunderstand. Persistence does not mean blindly charging without thought. It means clarity of purpose, a definite chief aim, and the courage to pursue it with relentless determination. You must know what you want. You must be willing to pay the price. And once the price is named, you must pay it in full, without hesitation, without excuse, without delay. Ask yourself, how badly do you want the life you dream of? Are you willing to face rejection, ridicule, and resistance? Are you willing to endure sleepless nights, empty pockets, and aching bones? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort today for power tomorrow? Because persistence demands all of this and more. Remember this, the world does not crown quitters. It crowns fighters. History does not remember the man who gave up. It remembers the man who stood his ground, who kept swinging, who refused to fall. Persistence is the price of admission to greatness. Pay it, and the doors of destiny will open wide. Refuse it, and you will join the countless millions who lived, struggled, and died in mediocrity. So I ask you, now will you persist? Will you march when others flee? Will you rise again when life knocks you down? Because if you will, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. Why is it that men with great talent, brilliant minds, and noble intentions still fall into the abyss of failure? Why do some of the most educated men die broke, while others with no schooling rise to wealth and power? The answer is merciless, but true. They lacked persistence. They surrendered when the fight demanded one more round. They turned back when destiny was only a few steps away. Let me tell you something that the weak never understand. Persistence is not simply a nice quality. It is the very lifeblood of success. It is the difference between fortune and poverty, between greatness and obscurity, between glory and despair. Without persistence, even the strongest will crumble. With persistence, even the weakest will rise. Think of the gold miners during the Great American Gold Rush. Many men dug for years, breaking their backs, shoveling through dirt and stone, only to give up when fortune seemed too far. They abandoned their claim, sold their equipment, and walked away in defeat. Do you know what happened next? Another man would step onto that same ground, dig just a few feet deeper, and strike a fortune worth millions. What lesson does this teach? That most failures quit just 3 feet from gold. And that is how life is. Opportunity does not wave a flag. Success does not announce its arrival. It hides behind obstacles, behind pain, behind failure. It waits for the man who refuses to stop. The world is full of men who quit too soon, who surrender just before the breakthrough, who abandon their mission when victory was within reach. Do not be one of them. History is written by the persistent. The pyramids of Egypt, the Great Wall of China, the steel empire of Andrew Carnegie, the electricity empire of Edison all were forged by men who endured ridicule, defeat, poverty, betrayal, and pain, but who kept pressing forward with the fire of persistence burning in their hearts. Now listen carefully. Persistence is not built in comfort. It is born in struggle. It is tested in fire. If your life is too easy, if your path has no resistance, then persistence cannot grow. Only when you face defeat, only when the night grows darkest, only when every voice tells you to stop only, then do you have the chance to forge persistence into your character. Consider the story of Colonel Sanders. At the age of 65, he was broke, alone, and desperate. He had one recipe for fried chicken and a burning desire to share it with the world. He was rejected by over 1,000 restaurants. Imagine that 1,000 doors slammed in his face. Yet he persisted, and his persistence gave birth to Kentucky Fried Chicken, a global empire that today feeds millions. Or think of Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper because his editor said he lacked imagination. He went bankrupt. He faced humiliation. He was told that no one cared for his ideas. Yet Disney persisted. He refused to let go of his dream. And because of that persistence, the world today knows the magic of Disney. Do you feel the power of these stories? Do you see the pattern? Every great achievement is the child of persistence. No dream, no fortune, no empire is born without it. The moment you decide never to quit is the very moment destiny begins to bend in your favor. But let us be honest, persistence is rare. Most men never develop it. Why? Because they allow fear, doubt, and temporary defeat to rob them of their future. They listen to the whispers of weakness that say, "It's too hard, it's too late, it's impossible." They fall victim to the most dangerous enemy of all themselves. You must refuse this enemy. You must silence the voices of weakness. You must declare war on surrender. Persistence means that no matter how many times you fall, you rise again. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times you rise again. Persistence is not about speed. It is about endurance. The race does not always go to the fastest. It goes to the one who refuses to stop running. The battle does not always go to the strongest. It goes to the one who refuses to lay down his sword. And here is the secret: the universe itself bends for the persistent man. Doors open that seemed locked forever. Help arrives from unexpected places. Circumstances change in your favor. Why? Because persistence is proof to the world, to destiny, and to yourself that you are serious, that you will not stop, that you will claim your crown, no matter the cost. So I ask you now, when life strikes you down, will you rise again? When your dream seems far away, will you keep walking? When everyone around you quits, will you remain standing? Because if you do, I promise you victory will belong to you. Earn this truth into your mind. Success bows only to persistence, and persistence bows only to the man who refuses to quit. Why is it that so many men desire wealth, yet so few ever hold it? Why do millions dream of freedom, yet die in chains of poverty and regret? The truth is harsh, but you must face it now. Most men are not willing to pay the price of greatness. They want the crown, but not the battle. They want the reward, but not the sacrifice. And life is merciless to such men. For destiny only kneels before those who prove themselves worthy. Listen carefully. Success is not for the half-hearted. It is not for the weak. It is not for the man who says, "I'll try." Success belongs to the man who says, "I will," and then moves forward until the world itself yields. There are enemies that destroy more dreams than war or famine. These enemies live inside the minds of men. One is indecision, the thief of opportunity. How many men could have been rich, could have been powerful, but they delayed their decision until the moment was gone forever? They hesitated, they doubted, and while they waited, life passed them by. Understand this. Indecision is a silent executioner. It kills slowly, but it kills completely. Another enemy is procrastination. Men wait for tomorrow, forgetting that tomorrow never comes. They say, "I will start when the time is right." But the time is never right. The stars never align. The perfect moment never arrives. And so they wait, and they wait, until the fire of their youth dies, and nothing is left but ashes of wasted time. Do not fall into this trap. The time to act is now. The time to decide is now. The time to begin is now. Every empire ever built, every fortune ever created, every legacy ever forged began with one bold decision made in the present moment. But beyond indecision and procrastination lies a greater destroyer: fear. Fear is the invisible chain that enslaves millions. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, fear of rejection. And yet, fear is nothing but a lie. It has no power except the power you give it. The brave man is not without fear. He simply refuses to obey it. Consider Henry Ford. He was mocked, ridiculed, laughed at for his dream of building an automobile for the common man. Impossible. They cried. Ridiculous. They shouted. But Ford did not listen. He silenced fear, ignored ridicule, and marched forward. The result? An empire that changed the world. Or think of Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times before creating a working light bulb. 10,000 failures. The weak would have quit after 10, after 100, after 1,000. But Edison persisted because he had slain the dragon of fear. And in doing so, he brought light to the world. Do you see the pattern? Every man who has left his mark upon history has faced the same enemies: indecision, procrastination, fear. The difference between the victorious and the defeated was not intelligence, not luck, not background. It was courage, persistence, and the refusal to surrender. Now hear me. If you wish to rise, you must destroy these enemies within yourself. You must decide boldly. You must act without delay. You must face fear and walk through it. For only then will success reveal itself to you. But there is one more truth. Perhaps the greatest truth of all. No man achieves greatness alone. The wealthiest men, the most powerful leaders, the greatest innovators all built their empires through alliance, through service, through rendering value to others. Andrew Carnegie said it best. No man will make a great fortune without enriching others. The path to wealth is paved with service. So ask yourself, what service are you rendering? What value are you giving to the world? Are you lifting others? Or are you merely seeking to lift yourself? For the law of success is eternal and unbreakable. The more value you give, the more wealth you receive. The more service you render, the greater your reward. And remember this, the spirit in which you serve matters as much as the service itself. A man who serves with bitterness poisons his own efforts. But a man who serves with enthusiasm, with faith, with love for his work, such a man cannot be denied. If you wish to be free, if you wish to be rich, if you wish to be remembered, then learn this law, engrave it upon your heart, and practice it daily. Give more than you are paid for, and soon you will be paid for more than you give. This is the master key to success. This is the principle upon which empires rise. Render service. Do it better than anyone else. Do it with a spirit that cannot be ignored. And watch as doors open, opportunities appear, and wealth flows to you in abundance. Now, as we come to the close of this journey, I will leave you with one final truth. Success is not a matter of chance. It is not given by luck, nor withheld by fate. Success is a matter of choice. Your choice, your decision, your persistence, your service. So decide now. Will you continue as you are, drifting through life, waiting for miracles that never come? Or will you rise, take command of your destiny, and claim the fortune that awaits the man of decision? Persistence and service? The crown of success is waiting. The only question is, will you reach for it? Or will you watch another man place it upon his head?